Sorry. As you may remember, we were on page 70 of your student's book. We were answering, well, reviewing more than answering the exercise B on page 70 of your student's book. And we were seeing, reviewing these phrases that contain, well, these expressions that have colors in them, okay? So, as I remember, we were on page, sentence number 8. And before that, do you have any questions about or regarding the previous sentences? If not, okay. All right. We were in sentence, as I told you before, we were in sentence number 8. And we have like, well, it says like, it reads like this. Mark's grandmother was tickled pink when he visited her while he was in town, okay? In this case, we use pink referring to, to refer something really delightful, something really pleasing. So in this case, it will be more like a letter G, okay? Then in number 9, we have the council gave the green light to build a new youth center. Okay, we have a green light. You can associate this green light expression to the street lights. If you have a green light, you can go through. You can continue your path. Okay. Then in number 10, we had to sell our house because we were in red. As you may remember.
Perdón, ¿cuál era
number 9. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Number 9 is the letter J. To give permission. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Then finally, we were in number 10. We had to sell our house because we were in red. As you may remember, in number 5, we have being in black. Being in red, it's the opposite of that. And it will be letter I to be in debt, okay? If you're in red, you don't have a, well, you're in debt. If you're in black, you don't have a, well, you're not in debt. All right, any questions so far? No? All right. Then we will continue to the next part. All right, we have, I'm sorry. We have in exercise C, we have these, well, these tracks from the reading we did last class, and we have 2 sentences, okay? The doctor had mentioned that regular color vision could be regained at any time, okay? And I can recall a thing, okay? Can anyone tell me if regain in this context means gain again? All right. Carlos Alberto, can you tell me the meaning of regain in that sentence?
I think it's like have it again, like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, you don't have to explain it further. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, it means gain it again. Okay, very good. Daniel Orozco, can you tell me the meaning of recall in sentence number 2? Does it mean call again? All right, Ivanova, what do you think?
Is it me?
Yeah, I can. Well, I think you are a little glitch because I can hear you correctly. Can you repeat again?
Yes, it is. It means
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
on.
All right. So
Teacher,
yes,
I think refer um, of something or se refiere como a un recuerdo, como algo que no puede recordar, como no
yeah,
sé si en específico como un recuerdo.
yeah, yeah. Very, very good. Yeah, in this context, recall. I think it in any context, recall doesn't mean like call again. Yeah, in this case, it will be like you can remember a thing. Very good. Pay attention that, well, notice that we have these two different meanings. Well, not different meanings, but pay attention that it can, this it can refer to do it again, or it doesn't have anything to do with that, and it is just another different word, okay? So be careful with that. Very good. All right. Continuing to the next exercise, we're going to review some verbs that have these of this re particle that it can be again, or maybe it can be a different word. Okay. So what we will have to do now, you will read these 10 sentences. All right. And first, you will separate two categories. Well, you will do two categories. First one, the ones that have this meaning like regain, like gain again. Uh, for example, do it again, this verb and again. And the other category that they don't have this meaning of again. Okay. First, you will separate these two, but you will make these two categories. Then, on the second category, you will try to match the meaning of these verbs, the ones that doesn't have this do it again meaning, and try to match it with the well, with the definitions that we have on the box. Okay. Do you understand what you have to do now?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I will give you. It is really really simple. So I will give you 5 minutes to read through all these sentences, and well, and to match all the verbs. If you have any questions, remember that you can ask me at any time, and I will try to help. Okay. All right. Yes. We're on page 70. Okay, of your student's book. All right, have you finished?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, very good. So what we will have to do now is, well, we will go through every sentence. And if I ask you to answer sentence number one, you will answer if it is, for example, recounting, it can be, you will have to answer something like this. It is count again. And if it is like that, then we will go to the next one. And if not, you will have to tell me which definition you choose for that particular verb. All right?
All right.
All right, very good. So, Arturo, can you answer number one?
Yes, teacher. Uh, and my father loves recounting the story of how his team won the university football championship because of his goal. In this case, is to narrate.
Yeah, very good to narrate. Be careful that because the meaning of recounting in some context may be count again. Okay, just be careful. But yeah, in this case, it is to narrate something. Very good. Thank you, Arturo. Brenda, can you answer number two?
Yes, I think it's time that they sat down and talked about the matter so that they can finally resolve their difference. In this case, is the um, to find a solution.
Yeah, to find a solution to something. Very good. Perfect. Great. Carlos Alberto, can you answer number three?
Yeah, the town hall was completely rebuilt after it had been destroyed by the fire. In this case, in this um, case, will be to bring back to a previous condition.
To bring back to, in this case, not really. In this case, it will be like build it again. Okay. All right. All right. So we continue to the next one. Thank you, Carlos. Daniel, can you answer number four?
Mm, how did your parents react when you told them that you were moving out? Maybe it is to try to find information about.
To try to find information about. Okay. Be careful. In this case, we have how did your parents react when you told them that you were moving out? You told me to try to find information about. Okay. In this case, how they, well, yeah, how they try to find information about that, that will make much sense. One definition that fits more in this particular case would be to behave in a particular way. How, what was their reaction to that particular situation? Okay. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Ivanova, can you answer number five?
Yes. We would try to reconsider your offer as we are not placed in what you suggest. To take it away?
To take something away. Okay. Yeah. In
Mhm.
this case, it will be like to consider again. Remember that what you had to do is divide these verbs in different categories. One that they are like considered again, built again, and the other that requires another definition. Okay, but yeah, in this case it will be like consider again. Thank you, Anova. Gabriel Callejas, can you answer number 6?
Yes, teacher. We're researching material for a documentary on water pollution, and the meaning is to try to find information about.
Yeah, perfect. Very good. Thank you, Gabriel. Karina, can you answer number 7?
Yes, they have decided to redecorate their house, so Vanessa started removing the wallpaper in order to paint the walls blue. Uh, redecorate. Um, I think. Um, no sé qué hacer, teacher, o sea, no entendí.
All right. So what you have to pay attention to the verb. Okay, we have removing. Okay, in this case, removing means move something again, or it means something completely different.
Removing will be take something away.
Yeah, take something away. Redecorate. In this case, it will be to decorate something again, or it has a different meaning.
Ah, es pero me confundí porque, o sea, no sabía qué decir, o sea, sí decir su significado.
Yeah, you just have to say like decorate something again, and that's it. Okay, you don't have to give me the complete meaning or a complete definition. All right, very good. Thank you, Karina. So we continue to number 8. Can you answer it, Kevin?
Yes, the new mayor has promised to restore the 4th century castle by the end of the year. And I put that is, in this case, to bring back to a previous condition.
Yeah, very good, perfect. Thank you, Kevin. Ramiro, can you answer number 9? Yeah, perfect. Very good. To do that again. Perfect. Thank you, Ramiro. Diego Eduardo, can you answer number 10? Right. So it means to write in another way. Okay. In this case, it reads like this. I can read this. Can you please write it more clearly? In this case, it's like write it again so I can understand what you are trying to say. So it will be writing again. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? This topic, it's really simple. It's for you to understand that the re in all that this re doesn't always mean the same in all words. You may find it in some words, and you may be deceived to think that it means like do it again. I had one student that says that removing was move it again, and he argued that in that particular case, well, the wallpaper was placed and they had to move it to another place, but that's not the case. Okay, just be careful and well, and pay attention to the meaning of the words. Okay, so we will continue to the next part if you don't have any questions. And in this particular unit, we have I'm sorry, we are with well, they focus on passive voice. We have already seen some exercises or some examples of passive voice before, but we're going to do it. Well, we're going to review it again. Okay, so we're going to do this this little practice, and I want you to tell me two things. Okay, you will read the sentence, and you will have to tell me which one. We have already done this particular exercise before. You will have to tell me which one is the subject and which one is the verb, and also tell me if yeah, just the subject and the verb is okay. I was going to say the object, but in this particular case, I would like you to focus on that. Okay. So we will start again with Arturo. Can you tell me which one is the subject and which one is the verb? By verb, I refer to it may be one sentence may have more than one verb. Okay, just tell me the the main verb and the main subject. Okay, if you
Okay,
don't
teacher.
know what I'm talking about, I can answer the number one for you.
Okay.
Okay,
The
I will
main
answer.
verb.
All right, sorry. All right, I will answer number one. We have, I noticed that a window had been left open. All right. We have in this particular, well, pay attention that first of all, every sentence will have one main verb. By one main verb, I refer to, in this case, notice. That's the main verb, okay? And one subject, okay? We have I, subject, notice, the main verb, okay? When you have this particular type of sentence where you see more than one particular more than one verb, and we have this that may appear or may not, you will have well, that is called like a relative clause. Okay, you don't have to pay attention to the meaning of that, but it's referred to something that it is not the main verb. Okay, notice that in this case we have I notice, and we need an object. Okay, in this particular case we have I noticed, and you can replace the that a window had been left open. You can replace all that by something. Okay. So in this particular case, you will have to say something like I subject notice the verb, and that a window had been left open is the object of that particular verb. Okay, do you understand what I'm talking about? Or was it too confusing?
Teacher, only she is identify the main verb. Oh,
There, the main verb and the subject. Okay,
okay, teacher.
all right. All right, Arturo, can you try to answer number two? Well, tell me which one is it, a subject and the main verb, number two?
Yes, teacher. I think in this case he's a member killed
Yeah,
and subject uh, people.
in this case, you will have to
Oh,
include
wow.
thousands of people. But yeah,
Uh, okay.
all right, very good. Brenda, can you try to answer number three?
Yes, the subject is word.
Yeah,
Verb is um, convey.
yeah, convey. In this, when we say subject, yeah, you say words, but remember to include all that, all the things that include the subject. In this particular case, a few well-chosen words are the complete subject. But yeah, the word words is it's the like the main subject to say something. Very good. Carlos, can you try to answer number four?
Well, I think the main verb is directed
Yeah,
and the subject is Spielberg.
yeah, very good. All right, Daniel, can you try answering number five?
Yes. I think that the main verb is build
Very good.
and the subject is mm, house.
Yeah, very good. This house, perfect. Ivanova, can you try? Well, can you answer number six?
Mm, I don't know something else than the lion was killed by the hunter.
No, you don't have to do it in passive voice. You just have to tell me which one is the verb and which one is the subject.
The subject is the lion.
Perfect. Not perfect.
Um,
No, no. The lion is not the subject.
the subject is the hunter.
The hunter, yeah.
And the other is the lion.
The verb is the lion.
No, kill.
Killed. Perfect. Yeah. In this case, you will say the object is the lion. But yeah, very good. Karina, can you try? Can you answer number seven?
Yes, the subject is Peter
Perfect.
and the main verb is got
Got heart.
or
Yeah,
hot.
the complete thing is the verb. Perfect. Very good. Uh, no, actually, it's got. Yeah, got. Sorry. Perfect. Very good. So, do you have any questions so far? I wanted to for you to practice this particular part because, well, the passive. We're going to review the passive voice, and it is important for you to have this concept well, clear. Actually, you have to have the well, you have to have the concept of object as well. But I think it is more important for you to understand this too. All right. So as I told you before, as we saw before, the passive voice produces a sentence which the subject receives an action. Okay, in contrast with the active voice uh, that produces a sentence in which the subject performs an action. But I mean, but what I'm trying to say with this is that in the passive voice, the subject is actually not doing anything. Actually, it is receiving the action. In the active voice, the subject is doing the action. Okay, let's look at the example, and we have I make a cake. Notice that it's the one that's doing the cake. In the passive voice, we have a cake is being it's made by me. Okay, in this particular case, the cake is not doing anything, but it is receiving the action of being made. Okay, do you have any questions so far? This one is like the general idea of the passive voice. No, perfect. All right. Yeah, before I continue with this, notice that in the passive voice, if you want to make an active voice sentence into a passive voice sentence, what you have to do, you will have to take the object of the sentence and make it the subject, okay? And the subject, how do I explain it? In well, not in English, but in many languages, not all, because not all have the same distinctions. The subject is like the everyone wants to be the subject in the languages. Okay, uh, it is like a hierarchy, and the subject is at the top of the hierarchy. Okay, what we do in the passive voice is the object that is like the second most important thing in a sentence takes over the place of the of the subject, and the subject is like thrown to the bottom of the hierarchy. Okay, the bottom of the hierarchy is this is this are these I'm not sure how to say it, like these objects in the sentence that are not required. Notice that in the verb we require two things. Okay, we require something being made, for example, in make, something that is making the action, in this case make, and something that is being made. Okay, cake. Okay, the position that the previous subject is thrown away is one that you can omit it. Okay, pay attention to the passive voice. We have a cake is made because we have the is. This particular verb is converted or made into a type of verb that just require a subject, not an object. Okay, and the previous subject is not obligatory. You don't have to include it anymore. Okay. Do you have any questions? Because I think that was a horrible explanation of what the passive voice does. No, okay. We will continue to the next part. And when do you use the passive voice? Okay, first of all, you will have to remember one thing. In English, it is more common to use the passive voice than it is in Spanish. In Spanish, we rarely use the passive voice as much as they do it in English, okay? So the first one, well, the first function, well, the first, what time? Mm, I forgot the word. The first, I don't know it in Spanish. Well, when you use when you use it, it's like when you want to change the focus of the sentence. Okay, notice that in the examples, the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. You are trying to make the focus of the sentence the Mona Lisa, not Leonardo da Vinci. If you say it like Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, you are talking about the Leonardo da Vinci and not the Mona Lisa. Okay, so pay attention to that. The second, not time, situation where you want to use the passive voice is when who or what caused the action is unknown or unimportant, or maybe obvious, or maybe people in general. Okay, by this I refer like probably when you have seen these headlines in the newspaper, they usually use the passive voice when they don't know, or probably they don't want you to know or focus on who did the action. For example, my bag has been stolen. Okay, you don't know by who, probably well, but you don't know by who. Actually, like it was just stolen, and you are saying like that. You're focusing on the action that it has been stolen and not by who. Okay. The third situation is in factual or scientific writing. Okay, in scientific writing, I think, yeah, even in Spanish, what you usually do is you avoid to use pronouns such as I or we. You may use them, but it is not really that common. What you want to try to do in scientific writing is to if try to remain neutral. Like it's not my point of view. It's like um, what we discovered uh, in the in the study. So you try to well, appear like you are stating facts and not stating your opinion. Okay. For example, KitKat was designed with the idea that the main will typically spend its life obeying just one program. Okay. If you have it in active voice, it will read like I designed KitKat with the idea that a domain will typically spend its life obeying just one program. Okay, pay attention that in the second one it is like I'm stating one opinion. Like I did it, not one opinion, but my point of view. Okay, so pay attention to that. The well, the next situation where you it was number 4. Sorry. Uh, Informal writing again, instead of using someone, people, or they. For example, the brochure will be finished next month. When you are trying to avoid using someone, by the people, by them, or like that, use passive voice instead. Number 6, in order to put the new information at the end of the sentence to improve style. Okay. As we look at the example, and we have 3 books are used regularly in the class. The books were written by Dr. Bell. Okay, if you had the sentence like Dr. Bell wrote these books, it will look really, really weird because on the previous sentence you were focusing on the books, and if you have it like Dr. Bell wrote these books, it's like you are changing the focus of the sentence. You are focusing now on Dr. Bell and not on the books. So pay attention to that. When the subject is very long, okay. For example, I was surprised by how well the students did in the test. The subject, how well the students did in the test, is really, really long. If you have it like how well the students did in the test, surprised me. That sentence sounds really, really weird. And well, it's better to say it in the passive voice. So these are like the main situations where you prefer to use the passive voice over the active voice. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? All right. So we will continue to the next part. And how do you make the passive voice? Okay, that this is something that you probably know, but again, we are just reviewing. We make the passive voice by putting the verb to be into whatever tense, as you may see in the examples, in whatever tense we need, and then by adding the past participle. Okay, the verb is always in past participle, always. For regular verbs, we make the past participle by adding a the ed to the infinitive, as you may already know. So, for example, play becomes played, build becomes built, and well, these are some examples. For example, take for instance, I'm making a cake. Okay, we have it in present continuous, and in the passive voice we have it like a cake is being made by me. Okay, again we have it in present continuous. Notice that we have the verb to be in present, and the verb to be, the other verb to be that we need for the passive voice, in ing form. Okay, and then we have make in past participle. All right. Then we have I had make a cake. Okay, and this is past perfect if I'm not mistaken. And then in the passive voice we have a cake had with well the had remains there. The be becomes a past participle, and make becomes again past participle because it is a passive voice. Then on the last one, on the future, we have I will make a cake, and the passive voice we have a cake will be made. Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
Teacher,
Yes.
in passive voice it is necessary, for example, in these examples,
Yeah.
specify by me or not?
No, you don't. That's something I forgot. This by me or the previous subject, you can omit it. This by me, I mark it like that because it is not
It's like obviously
obligatory.
or
Yeah, it is optional for you to include it.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, all right. You can say it like a cake is being made, and leave it like that, or you can say it like a cake is being made by me. Oh, these two options are correct. But always the previous subject, you will have to put it with this by, and then the previous subject. Okay. Okay. So, any other question? All right. Before we continue, again, I will end the call right now. So, because it is about to end. So, remember to rejoin right away so we can continue, okay? Well, some examples. Okay, in the first one, we have this game is usually played by younger children. And pay attention that by younger children is like the previous subject. This one is like these all sentences are in passive voice, and the previous subject, or in this case, the doer of the action, will be the younger children, and the rest will be like the game is usually played by younger children. You may not include the younger children part if you think it's not important, you may do so. Okay. Then in number two, we have their house is being painted by a professional painter. Okay. Pay attention that again we have their house as the subject is being painted. It's like it will read something like that, a professional painter. But in active voice, it will read like a professional painter is painting their house. Okay, so pay attention to how the passive voice is being constructed. Then in number three, we have the broken window was replaced by Tom earlier this morning. Okay, it will read something like Tom replaced the window earlier this morning in active voice. Then in number five, sorry, not number four, the new website was being designed when I reached the office. Okay, notice that in this particular case, we don't have the doer of the action. We don't know who is designing the new website. Okay, we know this because in this particular sentence, there is no well phrase, yeah, phrase where it is said like by the previous examples, for example, by Tom, by a professional painter, or by younger children. Here we don't know who is doing the action. Okay. In number five, we have all the dishes have been prepared for tonight's dinner. Again, we don't know who is doing these all these dishes. So notice that it is not, you don't have to always include this particular doer of the action in the sentence. It is something optional that you may or may not choose to include depending on how you are writing your well, your sentences. Okay, so in number 6 we have the building had been built before we moved to the city, to this city. Okay, again we don't know who built this building, so you don't have to include it. In number 7 we have the meeting will be held tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Okay, so again we don't know who is holding this meeting tomorrow. Number 8, we have the book is going to be published next month. Notice that we have the auxiliary are going to, then we have the verb to be, and then we have the past participle. Okay. Then in number 9, we have all the emails will have been answered by the end of the day. Again, pay attention that the by end of the day is not the subject of the, well, the doer of the action. In this case, this by the end of the day is referring to that this action will be completed by that time. Okay, so be careful with that. Okay. Then in number 10, we have this package must be delivered today. Again, we don't know by who. And this today is the same by the end of the day, okay? Just a different construction, but it's referring to uh, the time this action will be done or will be finished, okay? And finally, in number 11, we have the event could have been organized better. Okay, we don't know by who this event can be organized better, but um, I'm sorry, but well, the the sentence is focusing more on the action that it has to be organized in a proper manner. Okay, so do you have any questions so far? All right, then we will continue to the next part. All right, in this particular exercise, you will put into practice what you know about active and passive voice, okay? For example, I will help you answering the first paragraph, and then you will have to answer the rest of the exercise, okay? Okay, we have you ever thought about why some people have brown eyes and others have blue? New discoveries in genetics, and we have two options, okay? Are constantly being made, okay? In this particular case, if you include it if you make it in active voice, new discoveries in genetics will be like the doer of the action, okay? If you choose are constantly making, okay? But we know the new discoveries in genetics can actually do something. I mean, they are probably contributing to make new discoveries, but they are not uh, well, they are not doing anything. Also notice that after are constantly making, there is just one period, so it feels like something is missing. Okay, Also, you can tell it because of the verb. You have a are constantly making. Make requires something. Someone that makes something and something being made. Okay, because you have the period, you cannot choose that making. So your best option will be are constantly being made. I'm sorry. Okay, then we have recently scientists, and we have found or were found that all people with blue eyes on the earth today have a single common ancestor. Okay, because we have this found, uh, well, this you can tell it because of the phrase that we have after the options. We have that all people with blue eyes on earth today have a single common ancestor. You know that that this one is a relative clause because you have that. Okay, if you can say it like scientists found something, and you can take this from that until ancestor, and you can include it into something. Okay, you can say scientists found something and finish it like that. If you have it in past, well, if it was in passive voice, scientists were found, and that cannot be, well, cannot be there because it's functioning like an object in the sentence. Okay, so it will be found in this particular case. Okay, do you understand what you have to do in the on the rest of the exercise? All right, I will give you 10 minutes to answer this particular exercise. If you have any questions, remember that you can ask me at any time. And if you don't, then I will hear your answers in 10 minutes, okay?
What page is?
We're on page 71. Exercise C. Any other question? All right, have you finished?
Yes.
Yes? All right, very good. So, do we have 12? Okay. So, Arturo, can you start reading from a study on the second paragraph until the University of Copenhagen?
Yes, teacher. A study which was conducted by Hans Eiber, a professor at the University of Copenhagen. Okay.
I hope Copenhagen. It's I think it is in Germany, but I don't know how they pronounce it. Very good. Brenda, can you continue reading from determine until appear?
Yes. Determine that a generic alteration took place 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, and that's when the first person with blue eyes appeared.
Appeared. Very good. Perfect. Carlos Chavez, can you read from Moses expert until globe?
Yeah. Most experts agree that up to then, all people had brown eyes. Today, blue-eyed people can be found across the globe.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Carlos. Daniel, can you answer? Can you read from when the mother can you answer number 6? Because this are all clustered.
When the mother was studying.
Was studying.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, in this case, you will say it like when the mother was being studied. Okay. All right. Any questions? If not, then Ivanova, can you answer number 7?
Yes. The DNA of about 800, I forget the number.
800.
Blue-eyed people analyze the result.
Okay, we have the DNA of about 800 blue-eyed people. And we, in this case, because it is like, well, the DNA is not actually doing the analysis, we say it like was analyzed, okay? All right, thank you, Ivanova. Gabriel Callejas, can you answer read from the results until ancestor?
Yes, teacher. The results showed that they all have the same DNA sequence in the gene, which led scientists to believe that there was a common ancestor.
Yeah, very good. Perfect. Karina, can you uh, answer number 9?
Yes, people who share other common, um, ¿cómo se lee esa palabra?
Characteristics.
Characteristics, however, are necessarily closely related in terms of DNA.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Karina. Martin, can you answer I'm sorry, number 10?
Yes. Other common characteristics, however, aren't necessarily closely related in terms of DNA. For example, red hair is acquired.
Very good. Through a variety of DNA differences, which means that not all red-haired people have a common ancestor. Very good. Perfect. Finally, Ramiro, can you answer number 11? You can write it down on the chat if you cannot open your microphone. Well, turn on your microphone, sorry. All right, so, well, Ramiro is answering number 11. Diego, can you answer number 12? Will be research. Perfect. And the last one. Are expected. Are expected, sorry. Very good. Perfect. Do you have any questions so far? Was it this exercise easy or maybe too confusing? Well, if you don't have any questions, then we will continue. Okay, we're going to skip one page, actually 2 pages. We're going to until page 74, and we're just going to review all these. Well, we're going to go over all these stuff really quickly. Okay, we have well, on the first well, you can say it like column, we have active voice sentences, and on the second column we have passive voice. Okay, we saw Jessica go into the supermarket, active voice. Jessica was seen to go into the supermarket. This one is passive voice. I heard Jack and Jill arguing. That will be active voice. Jack and Jill were heard arguing. That will be passive voice. Then the manager made us work overtime last week. Active voice. We were made to work overtime last week. Passive voice. Then the last one we have, they let the children play on the grass. Active voice. And the children were allowed to play on the grass. Passive voice. Okay. So we will answer this well, box well, box below, the one that not is in red, but the one that is gray. Okay, we have verbs of perception such as see, hear, watch, smell, feel, and notice are followed by verb infinitive or an ing form in the we have verbs of perception. We have some examples. Well, one example, and here we have I heard Jack and Jill arguing. Okay, so can anyone tell me? Uh, well, actually, this one is really simple. Okay, in the first one we have active voice, and the following verb after heard, it is ing, or it can be also verb infinitive such as uh, argue, just argue. Okay, depending on the meaning that you want to give to this verb. Okay, so in the first one it will be active voice, but in the passive voice they are followed by a full infinitive. Full infinitive it will be like to say to see. A verb infinitive is like to say just see. Okay, I will write it down on the chat so it is completely clear. Verb infinitive is see, and a full infinitive is to see. Okay, Do you have any questions? It's depending on the meaning you want to give this sentence. Do you know the difference between this infinitive and the ing form, the difference between these two meanings? Okay, I will take that as a yes. If you have any questions about these meanings, please let me know. And then we have the verb make is followed by a, and we have in the active voice we have the manager made us work. Can anyone tell me if that work is a full infinitive or a bare infinitive? Okay, Daniel, can you tell me if it is a bare infinitive or a full infinitive? In sentence number 3. All right, so Ivanova, what do you think? Okay, all right. So we have the verb make is followed by, and pay attention that we have the manager made us work overtime last week. We don't have like to work overtime last week. So in this case, it will be a verb infinitive. And then we have in the active voice. But in the passive voice, we see the other sentence. We were made to work overtime last week. So that one will be a full infinitive, okay? Pay attention to that. Then we have the verb let plus verb infinitive, verb, verb I'm sorry, let plus verb infinitive changes to, uh, in this case, they let the children play on the grass. That will be the let in the active voice. And in the passive voice, it's turned into allowed to play, okay? So it will be changes to allowed plus a full infinitive in the passive voice, okay? We have in the passive voice, were allowed to play, sorry. Do you have any questions? You just have to complete the box with the stuff that I just told you. If you don't have any questions, then we will continue. All right. All right. Then we will do exercise C of your student's book of that page. And what you have to do is rewrite the following sentences in the passive voice, okay? Starting with the words that are given to you, okay? For example, we have, they believe that the hurricane caused an accident, and we have the accident was, well, not was, it's believed to have been caused by the accident, okay? So what you will have to do now is to answer to do something like this in the rest of the sentences, okay? Do you have any questions about what you have to do now? No? All right. Then I will give you 10 minutes to answer this exercise on page 74. exercise C. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Also be careful on sentences number 6, number 7, and number 8. We will answer them together, but try to answer, try to do it anyway, okay? Because they have something that you have to pay attention to, okay? All right, have you finished? Okay, so we're going to start checking your answers then. All right, so Arturo, can you answer number 2?
Yes, teacher. Mr. Robert and
Right.
he's one moment. Mr. Robert, people thinks he's a very good at his job.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Mr. Roberts,
Okay.
people uh, thinks he's very good at his job. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
All right. In this case, pay attention to the sentence. We have well, we take away thought. Okay. So we say like Mr. Robert is thought to be very good at his job. Okay. Just I think you were right on the first part. Just you had troubles changing this verb to be to um, to one to be. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions, or does anyone else have any questions about this one?
No, teacher. Sorry.
No, no, no. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Brenda, can you answer number 3?
Yes, he wasn't allowed to play video games before his homework was done.
Yeah. For doing his homework before. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Very good. Thank you, Brenda. Carlos Chavez, can you answer number 4?
Yeah. Was seen to enter his office and lock the door.
Perfect. Very good. Was he enter his office and locked the door? Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Carlos. Ivanova, can you answer number 5?
Yeah. Everyone were waiting outside of the stadium for a half an hour because of the organizers.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Just well, everyone was made to wait outside and well, the rest. Very good. Thank you, Ivanova. Gabriel Callejas, can you try to answer number 6? But I'm not sure if you had troubles with your internet. So, all right. So, Karina, can you answer number 6?
Yes, I didn't answer.
Okay. Okay. Did anyone have troubles answering number 6? number 7 and number 8, or you didn't have any issues at all? At all? All right. If you don't, then Martin, can you answer number 6?
Yes, I wanted my paintings to be admired.
My, yeah, very good. Pay attention to, in this case, that the first part of the sentence remains the same. The one that you make, well, you made it like into passive voice, was the part that says everyone to admire my paintings. That part you change it into passive voice. All right, very good, Martin. Diego Eduardo, can you answer number 7? Ah, you weren't able to answer last 3. All right. Uh, did anyone else have a problem with the last 3? All right. Uh, so I will answer this for for all of you. Just pay attention to that. All right. Number 7, we have people hope that scientists will find a cure for cancer soon. And I give me one moment. All right. And we have first it. And well, in this case, it is said like it is hope, we don't know by who, that a cure for cancer will be found soon. Okay? Or that, all right. Does anyone have any question about that? That one?
¿Cómo era, perdón?
It is hope that a cure for cancer will be found soon. Okay? All right. And then on number 8, we have Phil can't stand people pushing him on the bus. And in this case, it's not that different from what you have been doing on the previous sentences, but we have feel, can, stand, and notice that this part remains the same, and we just change the other part. Okay, pay attention that in this case we only change the parts that are relative clauses. Okay, you can determine, or you can know that it is a relative clause if you can change that whole chunk mm, with a thing such as something. Okay, for example, I wanted something. Okay, that something includes everyone to admire my paintings. I wanted that. You can put something or that. Okay, I wanted that. In the case of people hope that scientists will find a cure for cancer soon, this one is a little more complicated, but it is also the same. Okay, people hoped uh, that and that it is like people hope something, or that it is the thing that follows after that. In the case of the number 8, we have feel, can, stand, and you can replace people pushing him on the bus. You can change that whole chunk of people pushing him on the bus for that. He feel, can, stand that. Okay, so in this case it will be something like feel, can, stand being pushed on the bus. Okay, by who? By people. Okay, does anyone have a question so far? Was it everything clear? Perfect?
Clear.
Everything is clear? Okay. All right. So I think we don't have enough time for one last activity. So I will take attendance really, really quickly, and I will let you go. Okay, because the next activity was a listening poll exercise, and we don't have enough time to do that because the listening is around 4 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 4 minutes. So we don't have time for that. All right. If you don't have any questions, then give me one moment. I am sorry. I will end the call right now, and please rejoin really, really quickly so I can take attendance and you can go. Okay. Orozco Redondo Daniel. If he's not here, he was here, so I will take that as attendance. Ponce Guerrero Kevin. I'm not sure why he left, but I think he was here. Ramos Juárez Luis Alejandro is not here. Rangel Nieves Diego Eduardo. Perfect. Rico López Fernando Ivanova.
Here.
Rosa Moreno Gabriel no está aquí. Salinas Hernández Brenda.
Here.
Perfect. And finally, Saucillo Castillo Arturo. I think he's here. Yeah. Perfect. All right. If you don't have any questions, then I will see you on Friday. So take care. Yeah, I took yeah, I registered your attendance, actually, don't worry. If you don't have any questions, then you may go, and I will see you on Friday, okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
el examen de segundo parcial para cuándo es?
Sí, recuerden que el examen de segundo parcial es para el día... es la siguiente semana, pero es el 13 el 13 de mayo.
Vale, gracias.
¿Ok? Ya las fechas ya se las di y el salón, si quieren, lo revisamos una clase antes para que no queden dudas. ¿Ok? Si no tienen ninguna duda, pues les deseo una excelente tarde y pues los vería entonces el viernes. See you, take care.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, bye.